Rogue One is a sequel to the prequel of the sequels of the prequels that are the originals, in which this is a prequel of, but not a sequel to, the sequel of the originals. Everybody got that? Good, because I will not be saying it again. So, how to review a film that's already in IMDb's top 250 and has one of the largest opening weekends of all time, meaning statistically you've already seen it, without doing a spoiler review. By nitpicking! Let's start with Lord Vader, who makes a small but fairly awesome cameo in the third act. His costume to me looked like the type you'd buy from a high-end costume store than from a film with a higher budget than some countries. It was distracting. Also, this is the first Star Wars film not to have its music scored by the legendary John Williams. Apparently the 84-year-old just fancied a little break, which to my mind is to the film's detriment. It just seems slightly lackluster and in dire need of a bit of oomph. I mean, this is a franchise with some of the most legendary music of all time, and they don't use it to full effect. And the film really needed to calm down with its introduction of characters and planets, because even though they've started putting the planets' names on the screen so we know where they are, the film feels slightly scatterbrained and could do with some slight streamlining. Oh, and do I need to mention that who I think was supposed to be the film's main villain is about as threatening as my curtains? No? Moving on. And, you got me. This film is fantastic. It's the first Star Wars film that makes you feel the might and power of the Empire and the seeming insignificance of the Rebellion, and the battles feel urgent and powerful. I mean, don't get me wrong, the stormtroopers still seem about as threatening as a chocolate digestive to a nice cup of tea, but just in sheer weight of numbers, they're nearly unstoppable. And the cast is uniformly amazing, from Felicity Jones' star-making turn as Jyn Erso, to Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, Wash from Firefly doing voiceover work as K2SO, Mads Mikkelsen as the man forced to build the Death Star, and even Peter Cushing, who died in 1994, manages to make one last amazing performance. I mean, yeah, the characters are all underdeveloped, and I have no idea what 99% of them were called, but in acting terms, gold stars all around. For crying out loud, even two characters that may as well have been introduced as probably not Daredevil and the Punisher turn out to be funny, effective and deep. Hell, I wanted them to have their own spin-off. But, and I do have to state this film is much less the clean-cut goodies v baddies of the traditional franchise, leaning more towards Saving Private Star Wars or Rogue One down. Make no mistake, this is most definitely a war film, and some of the scenes might be a little too much for younger viewers. Still, for being the Star Wars film that everybody worried was going to be a flop, Rogue One is absolutely fantastic. I mean, there are little niggles. Wash's robot screams a little too much of insert comic relief here, but there's no real deal breakers, and compared to what belched onto the screen this summer, it's amazing. In special effects, in plot, in people trying to make a good film, in actors trying to do the best that they can with their poorly written characters, the director trying to atone for 2014's Godzilla, and in showing that you can take a single paragraph and make something great out of it. This is a see it now film. Drop what you're doing, like, share and subscribe, and get to the cinema. I'm Daniel, this has been A Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.